Hey, welcome to the Biochemistry Academy. In this playlist, we will talk about plant biochemistry. We are going to understand the biochemistry behind plant growth and plant reproduction, which is the chemical substance that are unique to plants. In this video, we'll be talking about plant hormones. Just like animals have hormones, plants also have hormones. We all know that plants can't move the way animals move, but these hormones are transported from one part to the other where they carry out their specific biochemical and physiological responses. But before we talk about plant hormones, let us first refresh our memory of what hormones means. What are hormones? Hormones are chemicals that affect processes occurring inside a living organism. Now we can say plant hormones, which are also known as plant regulators, are initially secreted chemicals in plants that are used for regulating plant growth. Plant hormones are also found in algae or some unicellular microorganisms like the fungi and bacteria, but they are considered second metabolites and not as hormones. Unlike animals, plants do not have glands for hormone production, meaning that every cell in a plant has the capacity to produce hormones, and they are transported within this plant by the cytoplasmic streaming, which is within the cell, or by slow diffusion between cells, or by vascular tissues such as phloem and xylem. The function of the phloem is that it moves sugars from the leaves to roots and the flowers, and the function of the xylem is that it moves water and mineral solutes from the roots to the foliage. Classification of plant hormones. Now, plant hormones are classified into two major classes, as promoters and as inhibitors. As promoters, they cause faster growth, and hormones that fall within this class are the auxins, the cytokinins, the ghrelins, and the brassinosteroids. And hormones that are classified as inhibitors, which reduce growth, are the ethylene, the abscisic acid, and the jasmonic acid. Now let's talk about the auxins. The word auxin is derived from the Greek word increase or growth. Now it is the first plant hormone that was discovered, and it is responsible for most of the primary growth in plants, like elongation of the cell, and they also stimulate cell division. Now, the auxins are also responsible for the plant sense of direction, which are the tropic responses such as the phototropism and the gravitropism. Now, the phototropism is a growth movement that is induced by a light stimuli responsible for plants growing towards the sunlight. Then geotropism is the growth in response to gravity. Now, the positive geotropism is the roots growing deeper, growing downwards, while the negative geotropism is that the shoots grow upward. Now, the next plant hormones is the cytokinins. They are hormones that stimulate cell division. They will check the end of mitosis, the splitting of one cell to become two daughter cells. So these cytokinins are what stimulate cell division or mitosis. Now they are also involved in controlling leaf senescence, which is the biological aging of the leaves. Now, the most active cytokinins is the cytine. They occur in most plants, including mosses, ferns, conifers, algae, and diatoms. The cytokinins also regulate how cells differentiate from the meristem. Now, the next plant hormones is the gibberellins. They are hormones that are responsible for the productive part of the plant. Now, the production and the distribution of gibberellins is what makes the flower to mature and blossom. They also stimulate pollinated flowers into fruits, and they also causes seeds to mature and be ready for planting. Now, the next plant hormones are the abscisic acid. These are the hormones that act as a plant stress hormone. Why? Now, the reason is because they accumulate when the plants are exposed to extreme or stressful condition. For example, when there is a lack of water, or when there is too much cold air, or when there is not enough sunlight, which can also be known as photoperiod. When a plant experiences such condition, the abscisic acid puts a brake to the growth function of the plant in order to conserve its resources. It is important to signal branches of the tree to stop growing. And the same hormone is what causes seeds to be dormant in the soil where there is no water until when spring comes, it begins to germinate and grow. Now, the next plant hormone is the ethylene. It is the only gaseous plant hormone. It is produced naturally by higher plants and is able to diffuse readily via the intracellular spaces throughout the entire plant body. Now, it influences a wide range of developmental processes, including fruit ripening. For example, if you keep a ripe fruit and an unripe fruit together in a basket, now if you check and you cover it after some period of time, you discover that all the fruits are ripened. Why? Because of the hormone ethylene. So ethylene is what stimulates the ripening of fruits. Like in some cases, fruits might be harvested unripe, but the application of ethylene is what now fastens the ripening process of the fruit. And ethylene is also involved in the flowering of a particular plant and in leaves abscission and senescence. In our next video, we'll talk about the metabolism of these plant hormones. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on the Biochemistry Academy. Arigato.